Hey y'all. So, looks like we have a black immigrant Republican woman that is going to be challenging AOC for her seat in 2020. Let's take a look at this article from the New York Post. Let's look at a little bit of her campaign ad that came out today.
I'm Scherie Murray. I was 9 years old when I came to America with my family. We migrated from Jamaica. From my first job working as an intern at the New York City MTA Jamaica bus depot to attending City University, then opening a business and helping minority men and women find employment in the media, to becoming a mother and a community leader. I've been building bridges and crossing them my whole life. I've built.
All right, so I'm going to leave the link below if y'all do want to go watch the entire ad. But this is Scherie Murray, a Jamaican-born woman who grew up in Queens and founded a TV production and advertising company, plans to run for the congressional seat held by Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, according to a report. There is a crisis in Queens, and it's called AOC, Murray told Fox News. And instead of focusing on us, she's focusing on being famous, mainly rolling back progress and authoring the job-killing Green New Deal and killing the Amazon New York deal. The Republican who moved to the U.S. when she was 9 slams the New York progressive darling in an introductory video. Your representative in Washington chooses self-promotion over service, conflict over constituents, resistance over assistance. Queens and the Bronx need someone who will create jobs instead of turning them away. So y'all can see she's already coming in the door on the attack and really calling out AOC's record. Asked about AOC's brand of democratic socialism, Murray told Fox News, "I think it's far, far to the left and is not connecting with everyday Americans." Okay? We've been hearing this in the news lately about a lot of people just literally feeling disconnected from the route, the turn that you have these congresswomen making and calling for basically socialism, and how a lot of people are starting to feel very much so disconnected. So I think you're gonna have more people popping up that are going to kind of go against this. I talked about this if you watch my video from earlier today, where I just lost my thought. I talked about this in my video earlier today, where I was saying that when that by Trump highlighting these 4 polarizing congresswomen, the quote unquote squad, and calling attention to them, people are now going to start to associate the entire Democratic Party with them. So what you're going to see is that that's either going to really help them or really, really hurt them. And my thought is, my projection is, I think it's going to really end up hurting them, but we will see going more into 2020. She said, as for Medicare for All, which Ocasio-Cortez has backed, Medicare for All, I think a lot of people are happy with their current healthcare insurance. And on the Green New Deal, the climate change plan championed by AOC, she said, we know that it certainly will kill jobs. I've talked about this a little bit on my channel as well with the whole Green New Deal thing. So this just goes on to talk about this. She's a full-time mom, this and the other. So she doesn't really have a huge platform right now. I guess she's going to be building this going up into 2020, really letting people know her actual policies, where she stands on the issues. Anybody can basically just come out and say they're a Republican. I think it's going to take a little bit more than that. People are really going to know where she stands on certain things. And one thing that I do like about her, unlike Kamala Harris, she's very forthcoming in, hey, I'm of Jamaican descent. Hey, I'm an immigrant. This is who I am. Blah, blah, blah. She puts it all out there on the table. No questions. Okay. But she also, within this ad, talks about the commitment that she plans to have to the American people. I think those are things people want to hear. They like the transparency and they like the honesty. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye on her. I'm super duper interested to see what's happening. It's going to be very interesting to see the person of color go against a person of color, right? Like a lot within these last couple of years, we've seen a lot of identity politics. But where it's going to get really tricky and really ugly is that we're getting to a point where in American culture, you have a lot of people that are mixed, that have these different heritages, these different lineages. And so now you have one person of color going up against another person of color. Y'all know how the media likes to do it. And you're not going to be able to use some of those same taglines or attack points as you would use on the old white elitist male, okay? As Charlamagne would say, as I said in my live the other night. So we'll see what happens. This is going to be very interesting. The only way, my prediction is, the only way I feel like this lady could win is if the media gives her more coverage than AOC. Honestly, that's my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but oftentimes, whether negative press or good press is still press. We've seen this time and time again with how Trump stole the 2016 elections. We see this even happening now with Trump basically stealing the attention away from certain things by his tweets, because the media will rush to talk about these things instead of the policies. So she's really going to have to work to really just get her name out there, get her face out there if she wants to even stand close to a chance against AOC. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the media handles her. I highly doubt, even though she is all the tropes that they look for, Black woman, immigrant, this and the other, I just highly doubt, because of the agenda, and we know how these things work, she's not going to get the same amount of coverage as AOC. I just don't think it'll happen, but it'll be interesting to watch more closely, up front, how the media handles this and how this plays out. But those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.